hello to the viewers that are about to be on. I'm gonna wait a few minutes, and I will put in the description for those that are watching it after. I will tell you when it starts. I'm thinking, since people might not have had a chance to see it, I'm gonna give it about 5 minutes. So if you're on right now, I would say I will see you in about 5 minutes or less. For those of you that are in the Algebra 2 class, feel free to comment so I know what's going on. So break out the homework assignment that I gave you, which is, sorry, that's the wrong side. So it's your lifestyle setting itinerary, and I'm calling it lifestyle designing for today. Let's see, who do we have? Live chat, yeah. In the meantime, I'm going to put a few things in the comments. So as time goes on, you may hear people coming in and out. So I'm in one of the rooms of my house. My dad is home, and my wife will be coming home later, and my mother will also be coming home later. For those that are viewing, let me know who you are, if you are the people from my Algebra 2 class or if you're other people from all over the world. I'm not seeing the comments from people, so I don't know if you're commenting and it's not showing up. There's a dog in the backyard. It's not my dog. My dog. Don't worry about it. The neighbor just had their dog in the backyard. Hi, Gigi. I haven't talked with you in a while. Have you been enjoying the book? So I'll start in about a minute. Gigi, if you're listening, so I'm doing a lifestyle designing workshop for a few pieces. Awesome, I love it. Glad to hear it. If you want to follow along, so I don't have access to the sheet, but I'll be repeating the questions that are on this. So it's a lifestyle design workshop, and I'm doing this for my sophomores right now that gave them a homework assignment. This is for them to follow along with, but I told them that I would live stream so that they could follow along. So we're gonna do this. It'll probably be the next hour or so. I'm gonna be doing it alongside everyone, so that I'm gonna be doing it alongside everybody. So feel free to listen, and I'll repeat the questions that we're doing. So let's see, can I put in notes? So in the comments section, I will be adding in the comments section, I'll be adding in the parts that we've already done, so that people coming in late can see what we've already done. have to change the spot of this camera so that you can't see that all the time. All right. Here we go. All right, so first part of the workshop. Let me know who, the second person there, Gigi and whoever the other second person is. Let me know who you are. So the first part that we want to look at is there's a fill in the blank. It says blank's lifestyle setting itinerary for a life of blank before I die. You can't change your location overnight, but you can change your direction overnight. That's a quote from Jim Rohn. So you'd want to say your name, and the second part would be life of what? Whether it's a life of happiness. Hi, Mike. Glad to see you. I hope you have the time. I think this will probably be around an hour. It could be more, it could be less, but you know, if you have to sign off, you have to sign off. Reminder that everything on here is mostly self-explanatory, but I'd love to hear the comments along the way. So first thing, Mike, if you have the sheet in front of you, start with 5. I put it as 5 moments of major awesome that you're proud of. So it could be really simple. I've said this before. They don't have to be the best moments of your life. Just pick 5 that were good. So I'm going to start with marrying my wife. Second one, as you guys are writing them down, share with me what some of the things that you're writing. Graduating with my bachelor's degree. Let's see, from a high school standpoint, pretty cool moment was being told that I made it into the 8th grade honors class, which that was the first time I was ever told that I was in honors rather than in just the regular courses. Let's see, some things in middle school. Coming in 4th place in the 2-mile race we had in 4th grade. I was not known as a runner until that time. 2-mile 4th grade race. Number 5, let's see, trying to think of things that I've accomplished by age 14 or 15. I don't know if this is a moment of awesome, but there was a moment when I asked this girl that I had a crush on to sign my yearbook, and it took a lot of courage for me to do it. I ended up stuttering while doing it. So I would say that was a pretty good, well, it was a moment of embarrassment. I guess one of the girls in my grade had a bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah, and I went to that and I won a prize for lip syncing so much that night. So I'll say that. So again, these don't have to be the biggest things you've ever done. They just have to be moments that you felt awesome, that you felt accomplished, or that you're proud of. So the 3 of you, I would love to hear what are some of the things that you wrote down for moments that were awesome for you. And in the notes, I'll put that we've now completed this part. Right. I'll be right back. My laptop's about to die. I gotta plug it in. All right, thank you for being patient. Oh, 5 of us. All right, so in the description, I'm going to be putting down what we've already done. So we've just written 5 moments we're proud of. I'm sorry if I missed any of the comments. Placing second at Nationals, 1 mile freshman race. You were second? Oh, you were the one that one of the other teachers was talking about. We're a really great runner. Congrats on that, Mike. I did cross country too, but I was not nearly as awesome as you were. What did you get for the mile? And what's one of your current goals for that time? PR is 4:20, but I got 4:26 in the national race itself. Wow. Are you planning on? I wonder if you're planning on breaking the 4-minute mile. I wonder how many times it's been done. My goal for the mile is sub 4 by senior year. I think that would be awesome to watch from a teacher standpoint, and I would not be nearly good enough of a coach. They asked me to be an assistant coach for the cross country team. I feel like I would do you no service when you're operating at that high of a level. But congratulations on that. So next, the next section, it says, when I look at my life experiences from my deathbed, I want to think. So I also said, and I want to feel. So when I think of what I'm thinking, it's like the words that I'm saying. And when I say feel, it's more like feelings and emotions that aren't quite as tangible. So I want to think, quote, I'm thinking I would probably want to say, I'm proud of the life I've had. And I think to myself, I would like to be able to say this kind of statement, at any time in life. Like if I were to get hit by a car and I knew I had lost a lot of blood and it was about time and no one was going to make it there to save me, like I'm thinking these are the things that I would want to say while I'm laying there in the street. I'm proud of the life that I've had so far. Because if we think about it, I think most people are really never prepared to die. So I feel like I've left it all on the court. And I think I've left a legacy. And I want to feel proud. I want to feel satisfied. Hey, Dad, on your deathbed, what's one thing you want to feel?
What do I want to feel? No pain.
No pain? I feel like I could get over pain, but like if you're proud and you're satisfied, and what else? What else would you want to feel?
Proud, satisfied. What, over your life?
Yeah.
Over your life?
Like if you're laying in the street, you're about to die, how do you want to feel besides no pain?
Well, I was just kidding. Well, that's so general, but yeah.
I'm really serious about it.
No, but I'm just saying that's so general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, proud that I lived a worthwhile life.
What else?
Well, can I get into details?
Sure.
Well, that I had a profound effect on your life, on Mom's life. Well, really, Alyssa's life.
Alyssa's my wife, by the way. I'm gonna add accomplished.
In my own life.
Yeah, I guess that is a tough question to answer. So do your best to add in some of the feelings for what you want to feel. If you've already done this, feel free to move on. So the next part is I want you to write down 20 things you want in the next 10 years. Not what you think is reasonable, not what you think, not what you think is reasonable, not what you think you can do, what you want. Like, I want to have financial freedom. I want to influence millions of lives. Like, I want to coach world leaders. I want to go to all the continents. Like, just what I want. Like, get as crazy and weird as you can. The crazier, the weirder, the better. So just write it as fast as you can. Get yourself inspired. For most of you, for my A block class, you will be about 24, 25 years old. For me, I'll be 37 years old in 10 years. So for the person that just joined, right now we're looking at what we want in the next 10 years. 20 things. Could be people you want to meet. Could be people you want to be friends with. Like, I want to be friends with Tim Ferriss. For me, financial freedom is probably having about $100,000 per year without working. So that's just based on the assets that I have. Maybe it's the real estate, the stocks, the bonds, the investments, the businesses that I have that I don't have to work for, that are going to give me about $100,000 a year. But since we're being unreasonable, I'm going to go $200K per year without working. I want to work just because I want to work, not because I have to. I want to teach straight leadership courses. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't need the money. I think I would teach straight leadership courses. And yeah, I don't know what I want past that. I'm not quite sure who's still with me, but let me know what are some of the things that you want in the next 10 years. I'm starving. I haven't eaten. Not really starving, I know. Hope the crunching. Let me know if the crunching gets annoying and I'll just stop. I want a Tesla Model X. In something bright, like a bright color. Probably like lime green or yellow. I don't think I want red though. Maybe purple. Like a lavender. Come on guys, let me know what are some of the things that you want in the next 10 years. For those that just joined, we're working on our lifestyle design workshop for my Algebra 2 students. You have the worksheet. In the description below, you can see how far we've gone. We're about halfway down the left side of the first page. We're writing down, I want to get my PhD and hope it will be in the USA or UK. All right, what do you want to get your PhD in? I want a PhD. PhD in leadership, education, and philosophy. I want to create my own app. I want to write a New York Times bestseller. I want to have a podcast that's on the top 10 list. In iTunes. I want to run a marathon, PhD in English literature or linguistics. Interesting. Keep going, Gigi. That was good. By the way, for some of my Algebra 2 students, one of the other people on there, so Gigi, I've sent her a free book from one of my book giveaways. She lives in, I forget. I know it's in Africa, Liberia. I sent a book over to Liberia, so it's a couple people from the Wrentham area in Massachusetts and someone in a total another continent. For the 4 people, tell me some of the things that you want. Some of the things you want in the next 10 years, totally unreasonable. Need more ideas. I got meet Obama, befriend Tim Ferriss, financial freedom, $200,000 a year without working, teaching leadership courses full time, Tesla Model X in a bright color, PhD in leadership, education, philosophy, create my own app, write a New York Times bestseller, a podcast on the top 10 list in iTunes, run a marathon, finish a triathlon, actually finish a Ironman. Oh, must have just, I can't tell if it just cut out and this is a new video, or if I need to start like a part 2 or something. Stream now events. It stopped, but it's back up. Thanks, Mike. Mike, give me some of the things. What are some of the things you want in the next 10 years? Compete in the Olympics. Is the mile going to be your chosen event? Mile, 2 mile, 5K or 10K. I'm curious how far away you are from like qualifying for the mile. I believe they run the 1500 instead of the mile, but I'm not positive. Well, that'll be good to find out because you'll need to know what to register for when you're in the pre-quals. 25 to 30 seconds. I'm assuming that's how far away you are. Let's see. I want to have a meditation. Yeah. I think you could definitely do that. I think by college, when you hit college, when they're, I'm sure you're already being recruited, but I'll bet by college you'll already be in pre-qualification things for that, no doubt. Assuming no major injuries. I hope you're doing all the right things with your body to make sure that it recovers from all of its runs so that you don't injure yourself. I can't say I'm an athlete necessarily to take after, but one of the books that I constantly go to when I'm afraid of injuring myself or I need stretches or whatever is The 4-Hour Body by Tim Ferriss. You might want to check that one out. So I got about 13 of them done. It's not a bad place to start. I would recommend keep going, but for the sake of time, I'm going to move on to that next section. So it says circle and rank the top 3 most important. Write the reasons why these matter so much. If you're giving a 1-sentence answer, it can't be that important. So fill it all in. So I would bet most people, at least 10 in, probably have 3 of the most important ones. And you want to find your reason for that. Why is that important to you? So, Mike, I appreciate you're really good at the mile. You're really good at running. Hey, buddy. All right, my apologies. My wife called, and I just answered it because she'd called before. This is my cat, Samson, by the way. He just moved here, and he's been moving around the house a bit. This is the first time he's been in this room, on his own. He didn't even get supervised down here. He's been kind of scared all the place. All right, so moving on. We're answering what is important about the goals that we have so far. So I would say financial freedom is the number 1 for me. I want to teach leadership courses full time. And I guess, well, I want to have children by then, so I'm going to say start a family or create a child with Alyssa. So I would say that those are the 3 most important. So I would say for me, the reason that financial freedom is really important to me is because most of the stresses I've found in life always have something to do with money. Hey Noah. I would say that most of the things that are really important to me in the world and the stresses that happen have a lot to do with money. So, when you're worried about making it to work on time, it's not just about the embarrassment of showing up to work late or not impressing people, but at the same time, I think that one of the major reasons is because we're afraid of losing our job and we're afraid of not having money. So I think financial freedom is kind of the key to a ton of stress that exists out there in the world. When you don't have to worry about money, there's so little you have to worry about. If you think about it, so many high school students out there, so many middle school students out there are saying, I need to get good grades. Why? Because I need to get to a good college. Why? Because I got to get a good education. Why? Because I can get a good job. Why? Because, and it keeps going, and it usually turns into a good job so that I can have security and have something that I put time into that I enjoy doing, but at the same time that gives me the lifestyle that I want. And money can usually buy the lifestyle you want. If I were making $50,000 a year right now without doing anything from rental properties or something like that, I'm not really sure what I would do. I don't know if I would be teaching right now. I'd probably be doing goal setting workshops like this all the time. I would just have them scheduled here and there, and I would talk to people about setting goals, creating things that inspire them, and making that happen. I watched the TED Talk recently of the Buried Life, and talks about how to cross anything off your bucket list. And I was pretty inspired by what he said, because they turned their life into just crossing things off their bucket list. And they got an MTV show out of it as well. So I would say financial freedom is the source, or it would end the source of most of my anxieties. I would not have to worry about all the major issues people deal with every day. And that would free me up to do much bigger things. The second one that I circled, I said I want to teach leadership courses full time. By the way, the reason I'm mostly talking about these things and saying it into the video is to give you an idea of what I'm writing, so you have an idea of what I'm writing, and I'm hoping that it will help make it easier for you. So the pencil you gave me looks exactly like that one. Is that Alex? From is that Alex Luna? Because I know I gave only one of these pencils out to one of my students ever, because I love them so much. Let's see, number 2. So the people that are, I'm not really sure who's still here right now, because I know it cut out before and we're back. So again, we're looking at the reasons why some of these top things are really important to us. Oh, I just saw 2 more people come on. So again, we're looking at the reasons why these top things are important to us. So I'm going to add it to the description. Reasons why the top 3 of these things we want in the next decade are important to us. So one of the main reasons why I asked this question is so many people say, I hear this all the time, is that people, they say they want to lose weight, they want to start running again, they want to earn more money, and the fact is that they stop doing it because there's no real power behind what they want. Some people say, yeah, I'd like to lose 15 pounds, and then when it comes to hitting the gym or putting down the cookies, they don't have anything carrying them through. They don't have that why power. Reading The Compound Effect and listening to a couple different things from like Tim Ferriss or Darren Hardy, what they talk about all the time is that people want to do things, but they don't have that strong reason why. One of the people I've been listening to recently, Dean Grissosi, he said that with a partner, you should have them ask you why one of your goals is important to you, and ask that why 7 times till you get the real reason. Because all the time we come from our head when we answer that question. Why things, and then we come from our head. Once you get about, he said, 4, 5, 6 in, you start coming from the heart and your gut instead of your head. So if you're with someone, I even challenge you, have them ask you why one of those goals or wants is important, and then have them ask it 6 more times till you get the real reason underneath all of it. So I just gave my main why for financial freedom. Next, I would say I want to teach leadership courses full time, and I think that's because I think that leadership is something that inspires me to talk about. Leadership, I would say, is one of the skills that a lot of America, I feel like, is lacking. I feel like we have a ton of politicians and we don't have necessarily a ton of leaders. And I think it's really easy these days to, find celebrities. It's easy to find popular athletes in the NFL or the NBA or MLB or whatever. It's easy to look at them and kind of look up to them, but I think a lot of them out there really lack leadership. So for the people that are really just irresponsible for the impact that they have on the world, like Spider-Man says, with great power comes great responsibility. I think that there's a lot of people that just don't account for all the all the actions that they're taking that have an impact on the students. Like last year I had a student that really loved Odell Beckham Jr. So guess what? When he got angry or he got upset, he would start storming around, stomping like Odell Beckham Jr. So Odell sometimes doesn't realize he has the spotlight and he's influencing, sixth graders. So I think that I want to teach leadership courses full time because it lights me up. It never feels like work. Like I'm doing this for an extra hour after school, not paid, because I really enjoy it. I love talking to people about making stuff happen in their life that they want to happen. And when I say teaching leadership, it's really teaching life skills that allow us to operate past our survival mode. I'm not going to try to rewrite that. The third one, I would say starting a family and having a child with Alyssa. That's important to me because I want to leave behind a legacy. I think that I would be a really great parent. Alyssa and I have always talked about having a child, and I think we would do a great job, especially if we're financially free. I really feel like we would have the opportunity to impact some children in an unbelievable way that would leave them in a really empowered state, and that they wouldn't have things to worry about, and so they could help change the world. And oftentimes I really feel like the world right now doesn't seem like it's in a great state. I think there's a lot of improvement on a much better scale that we can be doing. So that's why I want to teach leadership. That's the reason why that's one of my top 3. So for those of you out there that have been listening, I hope by now you've filled in. I just said these 2 out loud. I didn't write them. But I hope that you've had a little bit of time that you could say the reasons why some of those top 20 goals are important to you. So I wanted you to pick the top 3, and then from there say why those are important. From there, I want you to flip the sheet over onto the other side. So it says, if those top 3 are greater than 1 year, what would be a 1-year goal towards the top 3? So financial freedom, the main way I see making that happen is through real estate. So owning a first property and having rental income or positive cash flow. Number 2, teaching leadership courses. I think by doing things like this, by continuing to do goal setting workshops, teaching leadership in and outside the classroom, signing up to do things that are going to get me either noticed or that people start sort of subscribing to things. So again, I'm looking for something that's sort of within the possibility of a year that's towards what I am. So Mike, for you wanting to run a faster mile, that could be just training the way you've been training. Maybe it's making a change, but it sounds like you're kind of on track for that. I'm not sure who the other 2 people are that are on right now, but whatever those big goals are, let's find something that we can fold it up a little bit. Eating healthier. All right. Definitely. So within a year, what's a 1-year goal? Maybe it's a habit that you changing your school. Interesting, Noah. Is that a reality, Noah? Changing your school? And Mike, one other thing I would add is if eating healthier is important for you getting better, a 1-year goal could be something like what your body looks like, maybe a body fat percentage. I don't know if you know what yours is right now. Maybe it's a muscle mass thing. BMI is probably too simple of a number to calculate for that. But it could be like, I don't know what your downfall is, but I know sugar gets me all the time. Empty carbs kind of get me all the time. So if within a year you didn't crave sugar, I've heard that before. People just go on, like, they say no to sugar altogether, and over time they just don't crave it anymore. That could be a great 1-year goal, is after 12 months not craving sugar anymore or something. So you want to try to create something specific for a year. And we're going to be looking at 30-day targets as well, but what's that 1-year piece that could fold into the long-term plan? So owning your first property, I would say continuing daily YouTube videos and goal setting workshops or lifestyle designing workshops, and having a child with Alyssa. I mean, they're really the only thing that we just don't have the money to have a kid right now. So I would say owning that first property, positive cash flow. I guess getting better at teaching could kind of go with both of those, because I'll be able to make more money, I'll become more efficient, and I'll be able to trade time so that I can be a parent. So I would say getting better at teaching. So I hope you all have now 1-year goals for those top 3. I'm going to add it to the description for people that are coming in late. Not that you're really late. I never actually said what time I was going to start. So we've written the reasons for why the top 3 things that we want in the next decade are important to us. And we've now said write a 1-year goal or target towards the 10-year goal. There's a spelling out error in there, whatever. All right, so now we're going to look at my 30-day targets. So give a short time frame that will keep you excited, especially if this will require new actions. And I said thoughting. I think of the word thinking or thoughting. I feel like all the time we don't have intentional thoughts, and I would call that thoughting. Thinking is like intentional things that you're purposefully thinking about. So 30-day targets, owning my first property and having positive cash flow. I would say would have to make an offer, and I've set a goal for having our first property by December, so making an offer on our first property, which we've never done yet. Continuing daily YouTube videos, goal setting workshops, so make 30 videos, and I guess improve the quality of it, making sure that they are less shooting from the hip and more premeditated, I guess. Making 30 videos in the next 30 days. I really should quantify quality, but I'm not going to do that for now. And getting better at teaching, so I would say, trying to think of what a 30-day target or goal could be for like whether I know I'd be becoming a better teacher. It's really feels like a confidence thing. So when you're doing your 30-day goals, you really want to make sure it's quantifiable. So if you're giving a 30-day goal and you're saying like, how will I know that I've made it, and you have no answer for that, then it's not quantified. So make an offer on a property. It's very clear whether we'll have accomplished that or not. There's no guessing. Make 30 videos. that's definitely quantified. With higher quality, not so much. I'm not really sure how I could quantify that, but the 30 videos should be fine. So keeping the daily practice. And then getting better at teaching. I'm going to say making sure so this could be a pretty challenging item for anyone, coming up with 30-day targets for a 1-year goal or a 10-year goal. But you really want to make sure it's quantified. That's what I'm struggling with right now. Let me know. Tell me in the comments what are we quantifying, or what are we working on for 30-day targets. All right, see you later, Mike. Thanks, game operator. See you later. It was my birthday a couple days ago. I appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna say, make it to all my men. I'm gonna say have a new conversation with the teacher once a day. To give in a book, and I have about trends coming up, doing all that tomorrow. Bye, Alex. To give in a book that I have about trans and coming out, I'll be doing that tomorrow.
Get the key to your car. Key to your car.
My mom's way.
Yeah, you're parked in front of the...
She told me I could park there. Parents. I know what trans means. I'm not sure what you mean by to give in a book that I have about trans. Like to read a book? Is that what you mean? So I just figured out the way I'm going to quantify this is I'm going to ask for help from a teacher every day. So I'm going to ask some kind of question about whatever it is I'm teaching from a teacher that is already teaching my subject or has in the past. It's about high school turns difficulties in transphobia in school and how to change it. Oh. I don't know about that high school, but it sounds good. I recently asked one of my students to make me a pansexual flag to put up in my room, because I had one in my last classroom, and then I think it got taken down by the janitors because I didn't do what they told me to do, which was to clear the walls at the end of the year. So I lost a bunch of things because I left them up there. All right, moving on. What are 3 habits I could gain or improve to drive momentum towards my top 3? So make an offer on a property. I had said this before in a previous goal setting workshop, is checking Zillow every day and checking the Century 21 app. And the second one, I would say making the video the day before it's due, and making sure that I have at least a queue of 1 every day so that it's coming out at exactly 4 o'clock. And have 1 new conversation with a teacher each day. Maybe having like a list of teachers to talk to so that I can have a list. So I'm really trying to turn these 30-day targets into things that can be a habit. Really, the magic of this whole lifestyle design workshop is in this part here. When you can turn 10-year goals into 1-year goals into 30-day targets into daily habits, that is the magic right there. That's one of the things that's allowed me to be able to write a book, create a daily YouTube channel, change my career over to a teacher. If you can't turn these things into daily habits, it's much less likely that'll happen. I've seen and read a lot of things about this. Habits are the key to making shifts like this. There's 3 habits I could end and replace. So I'm going to add to the description. Right. 30-day targets for the 1-year goals. Write 3 habits that will increase momentum.
Sure.
Thanks, Dad.
I couldn't figure out how to start it. I just rolled it down
So where is it now?
in the circle.
So Zach has supper already made?
Nope. I'm live streaming right now, Mom.
Oh, you are?
You want to come say hi?
Hi.
No, camera's over here.
Who is it you're talking to?
Do you know what live streaming means, Dad?
His people.
Oh, it's just you?
Yeah, I mean it's just like it's like a TV channel almost. Hey, this is my mom.
Hey, I'm just staying weird.
So for anyone that's new on the channel, that's one of the things that I say at the very end is I say stay weird. All right, so we've now put in 3 habits that could gain or improve or drive momentum towards the top 3. Oh, Noah from it's Ireland you're from, right? Noah says hi.
Oh, hi, Noah.
From Ireland.
Nice.
So next is, what are 3 habits I could end and replace to improve my lifestyle and drive towards my top 3 goals?
Tell Noah that we're Shays from Ireland.
So we have Irish roots, my mom says, to share with you, Noah. So 3 habits I could end and replace to improve my lifestyle and drive towards my top 3. Maybe I feel like all the time when I want to do homework on real estate or when I learn about it, I just get like stuck. So maybe habits. I would say one for becoming a better teacher is having a very specific to-do list at the end of the day to do when I have downtime. Have an important / urgent list for end of day every day. So like being intentional at the end of school, like all the time I'm just there till like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 o'clock for no good reason. Not because I've been working my face off, just because I've been hanging around, talking to people, just kind of nonchalant, but just not getting really good stuff done. Let's see, habits that I could end or replace. I mean, I guess eating healthier and not eating empty carbs could help. It would help me probably with my energy levels on a day-to-day basis. But, I mean, I guess eating more vegetables for any energy levels. Now the hard part is if you're looking at these kind of habits, you really got to find a way to map it back to your why. If you're trying to start or end habits, you really need to be able to map that back to the why. So when I say checking Zillow and Century 21 app every day, when I go to look at it or when I go to click on something else, I got to be able to relate that to my why, or else I'm just not going to do it. The habit's not going to stay in place. So you want to have 3 habits this is more of an optional one, but 3 habits that you could end to help you. So for some people, losing weight, it's staying away from the chocolate, it's staying away from the crap and the cookies and the cake and whatever and the ice cream. For people that are trying to be more financially independent, it will be, watching your purchases, or being more careful on your spending, not using credit cards, maybe cutting your credit cards. For people that are trying to get into a specific career path or go faster into your career path, it could be whatever those things are that's holding you down. Maybe it's the coworkers that you are gossiping with. Maybe it's all the extra TV watching that's killing you. I don't know. So next, I want you to write 10 people that you can share these goals and habits with. So I would usually start with my family. I would invite all of you to as well. I'm going to share it with my mentor, my teaching mentor, Lynn, my mom and dad. That's right. So I'm going to skip ahead. So the next is, what conceptions or fears do I have that could hold me back from achieving these top 3? I discovered one today. So one of the things I've been working on at school is to become more organized, so that all the things at school are becoming much, much more organized. And I realized that I have this conception that I am a disorganized person, that I can't be organized. So I've started stating that I am an organized person till I start believing it. So organization and belief that I can be organized is important. I think I'm definitely scared to own property. I'm definitely scared to put an offer on something. I'm scared to mess up. That was my alarm reminding me. So I've been doing the Better Life Challenge by Dean Graziosi, which I can put in the link in the notes. And I've been taking his 30-day challenge. I've been trying to knock off one of these bucket list items, which is to get a Tesla. He's been doing a contest for who will stick with it and share it the most, and sort of bringing more people. All it is you're typing into the computer or your iPhone or your smartphone, just like what you're doing every day, and you get points for it. And the person with the most points gets into a drawing for a Tesla. So that's what I'm working on. So I'm scared to lose money in real estate. Next one is 2 tough talks I'll have to get through for the top 3. So one will be negotiation for the house. And I think another one would probably be, I admitted to my mentor that sometimes I'm actually like a little intimidated to talk to other teachers about getting help in my practice and getting better. So I think having more conversations with other teachers.
How can I do that if I can't start the car?
Oh, all right, okay, so it has to be in car.
Mom, it's not an automatic. Who do I need to become to achieve these things? What kind of skills will I need? What will I have to master to be successful in these pursuits? So I'm not sure who just came back and joined us, but the final question we're looking at here is, who do I need to become to achieve these things? What kind of skills will I need? What will I have to master to be successful in these pursuits? So I'll have to be organized. I'll have to be confident. I'll have to be fearless in asking for help from others. Just like totally unembarrassed about my goals, because I know that sometimes they are not normal. I will have to appreciate that failure is on the way towards success. Appreciate and be ready for failure. I think I would also need to, who do I have to be? A person with really good habits. As well as someone that has sort of like a morning and an end of day routine that don't change unless like I'm on vacation. So there we have it. We've just walked through the goal setting / lifestyle design workshop. We've talked about what we've already accomplished, what we want to feel, look like, be like on our deathbed, what we want in the next 10 years that's unreasonable, the reasons for the top 3 of those. We've looked at from there what are 3 one-year goals we can put towards those lifelong endeavors, what are 30-day targets towards those one-year goals, and what are 3 habits we can use, create, cause to gain momentum towards that, 3 habits we could get rid of, and then 10 people that we could talk to start making that happen. And we asked, what conceptions or fears do we have that are holding us back? And then we've looked at some of the tough conversations or uncomfortable ones that we might have to have. And then finally, we asked ourselves, who do we need to become, or who will we be by the time we've accomplished all this? What kind of person will we be? So I know no one's watching right now, but for those that decide to watch and do the workshop with us, I hope this was useful. I hope it wasn't just me talking to myself. Thank you for watching. If you want more, subscribe. Stay weird.